Obesity is not just a matter of appearance or body weight. It is a silent process that unfolds over many years, slowly and relentlessly damaging the most vital organs of the human body. Many people continue to live their daily lives as usual. They go to work, they smile, they function normally, and they believe they are fine. Yet deep inside, their heart, liver, and brain are enduring an enormous strain that often goes completely unnoticed. It is this silence that makes obesity one of the greatest hidden threats to modern health. The heart is an incredibly powerful organ, beating around 100,000 times a day to pump blood throughout the entire body. When the body carries excessive fat, especially visceral fat, the heart is forced to work harder than normal. An increase in body tissue means a greater demand for blood, requiring the heart to pump faster, stronger, and more continuously. At first, the heart adapts by increasing its size and pumping strength, but this adaptation cannot last forever. Over time, the heart muscle thickens, the chambers enlarge, elasticity decreases, and pumping efficiency declines. The heart becomes like a machine pushed to run at maximum capacity day and night, able to endure at first, but eventually destined to wear out. Obesity is also a leading cause of high blood pressure, a condition often referred to as the silent killer. Excess fat, particularly around the abdomen, releases inflammatory substances and hormones that disrupt normal blood vessel function. Blood vessel walls lose their flexibility, the vessel lumen narrows, and blood flow meets greater resistance. The heart must generate higher pressure to push blood through the body. Persistently elevated blood pressure not only damages the heart, but also destroys blood vessels, greatly increasing the risk of heart attack, stroke, and kidney failure. What makes this especially dangerous is that most people with high blood pressure experience no obvious symptoms, discovering the condition only after serious complications occur. Alongside high blood pressure, obesity disrupts blood lipid levels. Elevated levels of bad cholesterol and triglycerides allow fatty deposits to build up along artery walls. This slow but continuous process is known as atherosclerosis. As these plaques grow larger, the arteries gradually narrow, reducing the amount of blood and oxygen reaching the heart. This can cause chest pain during physical exertion and significantly increase the risk of heart attack. In many cases, heart attacks occur suddenly, even in people who seemed healthy and had no idea that their arteries were already severely blocked. Excess fat does not only accumulate under the skin, but also surrounds internal organs, including the heart. This fat can interfere with the heart's electrical system, disrupting the signals that regulate heart rhythm. As a result, dangerous arrhythmias such as atrial fibrillation or abnormally fast or slow heartbeats may develop. These rhythm disturbances increase the risk of blood clots, which can lead to stroke or sudden cardiac arrest. Many sudden cardiac deaths occur without warning, rooted in years of silent damage caused by obesity. While the heart struggles under this constant burden, the liver is also being quietly worn down. The liver is one of the hardest working organs in the body. It filters toxins, processes nutrients, stores energy, and regulates blood sugar levels. When calorie intake consistently exceeds the body's needs, the liver converts the excess into fat for storage. Over time, fat accumulates inside liver cells, leading to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. This stage usually causes no pain, no obvious fatigue, and sometimes even normal blood test results, leaving many people completely unaware that their liver is already under threat. As fat continues to accumulate in the liver, inflammation gradually develops. The body's immune system begins to react, attacking damaged liver cells and triggering a chronic inflammatory response. This condition progresses into non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, a more dangerous stage of fatty liver disease. At this point, liver cells are no longer just storing fat, they are being injured and destroyed. Scar tissue begins to form as the liver attempts to repair itself, but this scarring reduces the organ's ability to function properly. Over time, repeated inflammation and scarring lead to fibrosis and eventually cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is a serious and often irreversible condition in which healthy liver tissue is replaced by hardened scar tissue. Blood flow through the liver becomes restricted, toxins accumulate in the body, and vital metabolic processes begin to fail. The liver loses its ability to regulate blood sugar, balance hormones, and detoxify harmful substances. In severe cases, cirrhosis can progress to liver failure or liver cancer, conditions that are frequently life-threatening and require transplantation to survive. One of the most dangerous aspects of obesity-related liver disease is how silently it progresses. The liver has an extraordinary capacity to compensate for damage, continuing to function even when a large portion of its tissue is impaired. This means that symptoms often appear only in the later stages, when the damage is already extensive. By the time fatigue, abdominal swelling, or jaundice becomes noticeable, the liver may have already suffered irreversible harm. Beyond the heart and liver, obesity also has a profound and often underestimated impact on the brain. The brain depends on a steady supply of oxygen, glucose, and nutrients delivered through healthy blood vessels. Obesity disrupts this delicate system by promoting inflammation, insulin resistance, and vascular damage. Over time, blood vessels supplying the brain become less flexible and more prone to blockage, reducing blood flow and increasing the risk of stroke. Chronic inflammation associated with obesity does not remain confined to the body's organs. It extends into the brain itself. Inflammatory molecules cross the blood-brain barrier, interfering with normal brain signaling and damaging neurons. This process affects areas of the brain responsible for memory, learning, and emotional regulation. Studies have shown that people with long-term obesity face a higher risk of cognitive decline, impaired concentration, and reduced mental clarity as they age. Insulin resistance, a common consequence of obesity, also plays a critical role in brain health. Insulin is not only involved in regulating blood sugar, but is also essential for normal brain function. When the brain becomes resistant to insulin, neuronal communication weakens, energy utilization becomes inefficient, and the risk of neurodegenerative diseases increases. This has led researchers to describe Alzheimer's disease as type 3 diabetes, highlighting the strong connection between metabolic dysfunction and brain degeneration. Obesity further alters brain chemistry by affecting neurotransmitters that regulate mood and motivation. This can contribute to depression, anxiety, and emotional instability, creating a vicious cycle in which psychological distress leads to unhealthy eating behaviors, further reinforcing weight gain. Over time, structural changes in the brain may occur, including reductions in gray matter volume, which is associated with impaired decision-making and self-control. Taken together, the damage caused by obesity to the heart, liver, and brain unfolds slowly but relentlessly. Each organ suffers quietly, compensating for stress and injury for as long as possible. By the time clear symptoms emerge, the body may already be facing serious and sometimes irreversible consequences. Obesity is not a sudden event, but a long-term process that gradually erodes health from the inside, reminding us that true danger often lies not in what we can see, but in what remains hidden for years.